Okay, so I'm going to continue to work on the Excel file, and we're going to work with the PV watts data. So now we have to change this PV watts data that we just on the first assignment we were working in Hartford, Connecticut, and now you're working in a different building or in a different place, in a different location. And windows now are going to be important because one of the things we can do to reduce this high energy consumption is to make the most of the solar heat gains. Okay, so we only have considered the energy losses, and now we have to consider the energy gains. So if we consider energy gains, we will lower this value of energy consumption. So we need energy gains, especially from southern windows. Okay, so in one of the things that it's a requirement in this project, you have to maximize the window area facing south. That would be a good project. If you don't do that, it's up to you, but then we won't be able to make the most of the sun. So now the total area of the window, the total area of the windows should be the area of western windows. Well, this is east. Because I have copied this. So this is east, this is north. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to get rid of it. And this. Okay. So we have area of the southern windows, we have area of the west, north, and east. So the total area of the windows, I have to add this number plus this plus this plus this one. Okay, so with this one, I have the total area of the windows. I have to check the U value and the solar heat gain coefficient. Usually, we will have the same U value and the same solar heat gain coefficient. So I'm going to type here 0.3 for all of them. Okay, 0.3, it's well, it's not bad, it can be better, but it's not bad. And then the solar heat gain coefficient, well, this is something I'm going to do this because I'm going to work theoretically, so I don't have a catalog yet. But what I want to do is to maximize the solar heat gains in winter. So if I do that, I need the solar heat gain coefficient to be higher. Well, this is 0.7. Let's use 0.7 solar heat gain coefficient in all the windows. Okay. So this is a good U value for windows, 0.3, between 0.2 and 0.3, something good. Solar heat gain coefficient, it has to be high if I want to maximize solar heat gains in winter. So 0.6, 0.7, it's better than 0.2, 0.3. So let's go ahead with this. And now the first thing I have to do is to change the values, the monthly values from PV watts. How can I do that? So I have to go to the PV watts and PV watts calculator. Our location is in New Hampshire. Then we go here. We are talking about the windows, the solar heat gains. So we are not concerned about the DC size. This is just for calculating the PV array. But now we are dealing with windows. The tilt, if we have vertical windows, that would be 90. And that would be the south. Okay, so if we go to results. So the first thing that we have to do now is to change the solar radiation here. So the solar radiation in the south, in Keene, New Hampshire, it's in January, it's 4.02. In February, 4.5, in March, 3.2, 2.95, 2.77. October, November, December. November is 3.25. December 3.03. Okay. If everything goes well, you change all this immediately. You only have to change these values, and then the rest of the values will change accordingly. And what were the rest of the values? Do you remember? So those are kilowatt hours per meter per day. Here we turn this into BTU per square feet per day. And here we have the BTU per day. So what was the last one? It was this cell times the area of windows times the sorry, everything is correct. So if we have a good structure of this, we don't have to change anything. We only have to, well, we have to change data from kilowatts because if we change the location, we have to change the data. Then what happens in the Western orientation? So I have to do it again. I have to go back to this page. And now for azimuth, if I'm working with west, it's 270. So I have to type here 270. I have to go to the results again. And here we have the solar radiation from the west. So in January, it will be 1.53. Oh. February 2.25, 2.3, 2.4, 2.82, 3.02, 3.45, 2.82, 2.41, 1.64. There you go. Okay, and then again, if the Excel file is correct, you don't have to change anything else. What about the north? Well, the north, we can have some heat gains in the north. So I will change this. The north is 0. So I have to type here 0. And then I have to go back to the results and then copy this in January, not in north. That will be 0.75. Uh, 1.11, 89, 6, 37, 3, 8, 18, 8, 9. Okay, that's north. And then if I want to calculate the one left, which is east. Now I have to change this. East is 90 degrees. So I type 90 here. And then I'll do it again. So for the east, I have 1.69, 2.28. So, 3. 1, 2, 1. 2, 3, 2, 1. There you go. And this is it. Okay, so this number is always oh, I have to change that because this number could be detail times the area times the sorting gain coefficient. You can work together, and I really appreciate that you're working together, but please be quiet. So I have to change this. That is C79. This is C79. And the sorting gain coefficient is F77. And now I can go all the way up to December. Okay, that's correct. Each number is that cell times the area times that. I think it happens the same here. So I have to change this to C70 and to F68. Okay, and now all the way up to December. This one is correct. Yep, and this one is correct. Okay, so make sure that everything works well. Make sure that the area is the area of all the orientations, and we're almost done with this. So we have to fix the windows because we need the solar heat gains. Okay, we will subtract the solar heat gains to these monthly loads. And now we have to build another table on this. So I'm going to copy this January, February, November, December. And I'm going to build another table here. January, February. And what do I need first? Because the value that we get from PV watts is the kilowatt hour square meter per day. Okay, so what we have calculated there is the daily energy gains. So now the first thing we have to understand is that different months have different days. So in January, we will have 31 days. In February, we will have the 28. Then March 31, April 30, May 31, June 30, July 31, August 31, September 30, October 31, November 30, and December 31. Okay, so here we have days. Okay. Then what's next? I have to add up all the daily gains from different orientations. So what do I have to, what's the formula here? So in January, I have to add up the daily gains in January from the south, east, west, and then multiply times 31. Okay, so how can I do it? Easy, equals, and then I have to go back to the Windows chart. And what are the kilowatt hours? We have this for the southern, plus this from the western, plus this for the northern, plus this from the eastern. And now I have to multiply this times what? Times the number of days per month, 31. Okay, so those are solar heat gains from the windows. And this number, I like this number because this number is 44 million. Okay, so you have 110 BTU. So now we have to subtract 110 million BTUs minus 44 million BTUs. Okay, so that's much better. And then just by doing this, we only have to drag this here. We don't have to type dollars or anything because it's always the same. So if I click here, is the number of days in December, and here I should have all the heat gains that we have in December in different orientations. Okay, so things are getting better. And what is this? This is a BTU. But those are gains, solar gains. Okay. So we have solar gains, monthly solar gains. So we have the daily gains. I multiply times the number of days that we have in this month. And then I have the monthly total gains in every single month in the year. Good. And what's next? Those are gains, and now I'm going to have losses. Okay, so I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose energy. And what energy am I losing? Okay, so here I can make it as detailed as I want. So imagine that I want to calculate the solar losses through walls. So this is BTU, a wall energy loss. And then I will have the BTU, the roof energy loss. And then the windows. And finally, the ventilation. And finally, I have the total. Okay, so far we have the total, but it will be much better if we could understand, okay, how much energy I lose through the walls, through the roof, the windows, because of the ventilation. Because yes, we have calculated the total, but it would be great if we could calculate all this. Okay, so let's. So far, we're going to work with the total. And what is the total? Let me highlight this row. And what am I going to type here? I have to go to the yearly data, and then I have to go to the monthly energy column. And here, the first value should be January. This one. So this cell, I'm going to type it here. Okay, so I'm select this cell, and that cell equals in the yearly data the January loss. This one would be the February one. So I have to go. This is January, and then I have to go to February. Page down. It was here. So that's the February loss. 0. This one, make sure again, it's from February to March. So I go to thermal conductivity, I type equals, and then I go to the yearly data, and then I have to type this one, click OK. Okay, so that one will be the March value. So equals yearly data. I have to go to the March value. That one. Click OK. This is the April equals yearly data. This one, click OK. May equals this one. June. This one. July. August. September. October. Then November. And finally, December. Activity controls. Okay, so here we have compared the energy gains and the energy losses. The energy gains, the total energy gains to Windows, the energy losses to the envelope. And the numbers are quite big. This is 44 million, and this is 85 million. But now things are getting better because we are. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if this is the right number. Probably it's not the right number because in the yearly data we have included now more windows, so you will have to change the window flat roof ventilation, the window thermal loads. If the window area now is bigger, well, and now you have to check this window area because we have added windows in all the orientations. But anyway, we have to fix this, but now we have energy gains and we have energy losses. How can we include all this information? How can we have BTUs through the walls, through the roofs, through the windows, or through or because of the ventilation? We can go to this Excel file, to this tab, the yearly data. So if we have the total here, if we insert another column. Another column here. So this column can be walls times schedule. Okay, because here we have the wall thermal loads, but we have to multiply this times the schedule. So if I include this, if this is the wall's thermal loads times the schedule, the hours open, and I drag this all the way down. Okay. And look at this structure here. We have the total, and here we have the monthly energy. If I insert another row there, and if I just go to this column, and I copy the column, and I paste it here, now I have the walls monthly energy. Okay. And by having the walls monthly energy, it would be nice if I had exactly at the end of the month we have it. You see? So I click here, and this is the monthly loads that I have used. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so we have to do this once. We have to drag everything down. We have to add everything up. But once we have that structure, if we just copy the same structure here, we don't have to calculate anything else. So here we have the total monthly energy, and I'm going to highlight this in a different color. So if I want the total to be green, and here we have the walls. And now if I select these two cells, Control C, and I insert copied cells here. Okay, so I have inserted something different, and this can be the roof plus time schedule. So the roof time schedule, I only have to select this. Well, this is the pyramid, or whatever is this. You have the pyramid roof, and you have the flat roof. You have two different roofs. Okay, so that would be the pyramid roof. Times the schedule. And yes, okay. I have to multiply this. This is not U2, this is the hours open, which is this value here. And now I drag this down. Okay. And I only have to drag this all the way down. Yeah. Up to this point. And now you see how immediately we have this element, and this element is the sum of all these. Okay, if I highlight this with this color, the walls monthly energy load with the same color. So now I can keep copying this. So I can go to my thermal conductivity. And if I want to select the walls, so in this first row, I will click equals, then go to the yearly data, and then here I have the walls. And if I want the pyramid too, the pyramid roof, I have it here. Equals that number. Okay, what happens in February? So in February, I have to type equals, go to yearly data, and then I have to go to, again, the February data for, this is it, walls, and roof. What about March? In March, equals the March walls. Sorry, these are the March walls. Equals March. Wait. And this is the roof. Equals. Okay, and so on and so forth. So you can do that. I am demanding, or I am requesting only the solar gains through the windows and the total. If you want to add all this information, you will receive a reward with more, with a better grade. Okay, but I'm just requesting the total and the total energy losses, and then the total solar gains through windows. But you can keep adding as many elements as you have here. Okay, so we have you have a lot of information here. You have wall, balcony, pyramid, flat roof, and ventilation and windows. Okay, so we can do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different times, and you will have 6 different values here. It takes minutes. It's not a lot of effort. Okay, so once you have the total, and then you can keep copying these columns and just adjust the schedule, but it's quite easy. And then copy and paste the column that we have here on a monthly basis. And now, why do we want this? Because we have to compare energy gains and energy losses. Those are energy losses. But if we want to compare this to the energy gains, I think it would be great if we could multiply this times -1. So I didn't do that, but I'm going to do it now. So I type -1 times this, because I have losses and I have gains. So I'm considering that the losses are positive and the gains are negative. I could do it the other way around. But anyway, they have a different sign, because now I'm going to create a graphic, and on this graphic, I have something in this part of the horizontal axis and something on the other part of the horizontal axis, so that I can see the difference between heat gains and heat losses. So I'm going to multiply one of them by a -1. Okay, so if I do this, and then I can drag this in this direction. And now all these values are the same values, but negative. Okay, and now what's next? So this is next. I'm going to create a graphic. I'm going to insert this column, no, this this column chart with this stacked column chart. Okay, and now here I have to select data. And if I select data, I'm going to add the series name is I'm going to cancel because I have, okay, so that's it. And I inserted the graphic, right click, select data. Add. The series name is Solar Games. Okay. And then the values are the values of the first row. November, December. Sorry?
Yeah, 2 rows.
Hi, I have to go. Yeah. So, okay. Edit series. The name is BTU Solar Games. The series is yes, this row. Yeah. November, December. Okay. Now I'm going to add another one. The series name is going to be this total. And the values are the values that I have in this row. Okay, look at this beautiful graphic that I have here. Isn't it beautiful? So what does it mean? The orange bars are the total heat losses. The blue bars are the total heat gains. So in winter, in this month, yes, so we have these heat losses and we have these heat gains. But this bar is almost the same size as this one. So I'm saving a lot of energy because I have all these windows. And this is in January. In December, yes, I'm saving energy. In November, I'm saving energy. And probably in December, November, October, I can heat up my room just by the solar heat gains. Why? Because the building is only, we have schedule and the building is always open when we have light. Okay, if the building were open 24 hours, we would have a lot of solar heat losses during the night, and we don't have heat gains during the night. But if I can compensate, if I can open the building when I have enough light, then I will reduce a lot the heating loads that I have in this building. So this is what's happening here. By adding the schedule, if I were doing this 24 hours, this bar would be quite high, okay? Because we will have to heat up the building during the night, and during the night we don't have sun. But if I open the building when we have sun, in winter we might not need heating. So the balance, it's almost, what's the problem? The problem here is gonna be in summer, because in summer we have all these. So in summer we are getting a lot of heat gains, or we are getting a lot of heat. And well, we don't have any losses. That's yeah, that's correct in summer. So we have a lot of heat gains. So those heat gains in summer, it's something that I don't want. Okay, so I want heat gains in winter, but I don't want heat gains in summer. So how can I fix that? Well, looking at this, I can fix that by changing the summer because we have a very high solar heat gain value in the southern windows. And that's good because in January, I'm gaining a lot through the southern windows. But in summer, most of the energy it's gained through the western and the eastern windows. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to change the solar heat gain of the western. I'm going to type this 0.2. And I'm going to type 0.2 from the east. And now let's see how the graphic has changed. Okay, so you see that I have not reduced the heat gains in winter, but I have increased the heat gains in summer just by reducing the solar heat gain coefficient of these two. I'll check it here. So okay. I wanted to show you this. Okay, so as I told you, if I type here 0.7, now you see how these blue bars go up. So now everything is 0.7. Okay, if I change this to 0.2, now the bars are reduced, and then if I change this to 0.2, then those bars are reduced. If I change everything to 0.2, I am reducing the heat gains in summer, which is great, but I'm reducing the heat gains in winter, and this is not what I want. Okay, so when it comes to Windows, it's not a straightforward answer. So it's not, okay, reduce because we can't change the solar heat gain coefficient in Windows. We can add shading devices, and probably this is something that that we could do. But the ideal thing would be, I want very little solar heat gains in summer, but I want to maximize the solar heat gains in winter. Can I do that? Well, if I change again everything to 0.7, okay, so now we maximize the heat gains in summer, but we also maximize the heat gains maximize the heat gains in winter, but we also have high values in summer. So the ideal thing would be having high solar gains in winter, very low solar gains in summer. We can do that, okay? So we can learn how to do that, but the first thing we have to be aware of what we are doing. And with this graphic, we can change what we are doing. Another good strategy would be to reduce the area of south of western and eastern windows. If I type the area of western windows is 0 and the area of eastern is 0, now I'm reducing part of the heat gains in summer. It's not enough. But if I combine this with a lower solar heat gain coefficient in the southern windows, let's make it 0.5. Okay, so we are reducing the problem in summer, but probably we are reducing the attention in winter. But well, this is what we have to do now. Okay, so having this graphic, we make decisions, and the decisions that we make immediately, we have a reflection on this graphic. What's the goal? We have to we have to make this balance as good as possible. Minimize the heat losses. This is something that we have to do always. That maximizing heat gains in winter, minimizing the heat gains in summer. If I want to understand the units, those units are BTU. Okay, so that's why those units BTU are extremely high. But if I want to convey the idea that I am using BTU, I have to work with the chart element. We need access titles, and we need the primary vertical. And here I can type BTU. Okay, and I can make this font bigger. And also I can make this font bigger. Okay, so those units are BTU. The problem is that I need the same graphic, the same chart, but in BTU hours. Because I want to compare if, no, in BTU hours, not in kilowatt hours, sorry, because I want to compare the energy production for the PV array with the energy losses and energy gains. So somehow I need another table. I can just copy the same table here. And I can copy the same cells. Vaya. Yeah, I can copy the same cells. Okay. I'm not going to. But what we want here is this value, and we want to turn this to kilowatt hours. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, but this is not BTU solar gains. This is kilowatt hour solar gains, and this is kilowatt hours total. And if you keep doing this with walls and roofs and everything will be kilowatt hour. Okay. And now what is this value? We need a conversion between BTU to kilowatt hour. So I have to multiply times this weird number. Okay. 0.000029. I'm going to write it down. Okay, so what I have to do now is this value should be the value that I have in this cell times 0.123293071, and those are kilowatt hours. And then I can drag it here up to December, and then I can drag this down, and everything goes well. Okay, so this value would be this value times this conversion factor. So here we have the total losses. So those numbers are more. This is 23,000. It's not 81 million something. Okay, so it's something that it's better. It's more understandable. And what do I have to do now? So here I have the kilowatt hour from PV watts. Okay. So what do I have to do now with PV watts? I have to copy the value that I get from PV watts using the PV array. So if I'm working with this, remember that here We had 1,000 square feet, 66 panels. We round down 60 panels. Each panel is 185 watts per panel times 60. So that PV DC array is 185 times 60. It's 11,100. 11,100 watts. So this is 11.1 kilowatts. Okay, so that's the DC, the system size. So I have to go to the PV Watt software. We are in Keene, New Hampshire. It hasn't changed. And now this is 11.1 kilowatts is the DC system size. The tilt, if this is tilted, I know what's the Cindy, what's the tilt of your roof? 45. Okay, so we can type 45 here. The azimuth, it is south oriented, so it's 180. So with this one, I will have the AC energy in kilowatt hours. Okay, so that number is what I have to type here. So that would be 1,108, 1,176, 1,421, 1,220, 1,887, 1,148, 1,303, 1,253, 1,261, 8, 917, and 813. Okay, so now I can compare things. For example, let's look at what happens in January. So in January, I am we have the heat losses. We have solar gains. And here we have the PV production. So the heat losses is 23,800. Everything is kilowatt hours now. So this is the heat losses are 23,800. The heat gains are 10,000. 951. The production is 1,008. Okay. So what do I have to produce? I have to produce 23,800 minus 10,000 and whatever. So let me do this. 23,800 minus 10,900. So this is 12,841. 49. So this is my demand. and 1,008 is my production. So this is how far I am from the zero energy building.